By now, you may have heard the news that Donald Trump has been having secret communications with Vladimir Putin since Donald Trump left office. We learned this from a new bombshell book by Bob Woodward, who's been speaking to Trump staffers who have confirmed these conversations. We also learned from that book that while Americans were struggling to get COVID tests, Donald Trump was sending our COVID tests, we the people, our tests to Vladimir Putin during the height of COVID when we weren't getting our tests. We learned that as well. But let's talk about Donald Trump's communications with Vladimir Putin, and let me show you where Donald Trump made admissions that he was having those communications. So while Donald Trump may try to deny it and post Russia, 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 he's said that he's speaking with Vladimir Putin now. So here's the article from CNN that talks about Bob Woodward's book, as Ian Sams, who works with Vice President Kamala Harris, looked at one of those excerpts from the book and said, quote, according to Trump's aide, there have been multiple phone calls between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, maybe as many as 7 in the period since Trump left the White House in 2021. The New York Times also reporting Donald Trump secretly stayed in touch with Putin after leaving office, according to this book by award-winning journalist Bob Woodward. By the way, here is Donald Trump just reposting previously. This was from December 18th, 2023, Vladimir Putin propaganda. And when Putin attacks the U.S., Donald Trump would make those reposts. But here's an example where Donald Trump was on the Mark Levin show, and Mark Levin talks like that. And here, Donald Trump talks about his communications with Vladimir Putin. Remember, we called this out when I would do my impression of Mark Levin, and I would say, so is he saying that he's talking to Putin right now? And the answer was, he actually is talking to Putin right now. Here's what Donald Trump said on Mark Levin. Let's play it.
Than me, but we were having a problem. You had Adam Shifty Schiff and all these bad people, including Hillary and others, coming up with this Russia hoax. And I told Putin, I said, it's a shame because we could have done a lot of business, the countries together, but with this whole fake thing that's going on, and he understood that. I said, it's a fake deal. He actually said to me, he said, it's tough to make a deal now. I said, you're right, it's tough. They created a fake narrative, this Russia, Russia, Russia hoax. It was a hoax. And we could have had a much different relationship with Russia.
And here's Donald Trump at CPAC, where he says, I talk to Putin a lot. I get along with him well. Play this clip.
I talk to Putin a lot. I got along with him well.
Now, Donald Trump has been spewing Russian propaganda for a very long time, and Donald Trump's also given lots of speeches where he references that he seems to be speaking either with Putin or Lavrov or Kislyak or people very close to Putin. For example, this was a speech that Donald Trump recently gave in Savannah, Georgia, where again, he's just talking about how strong he thinks Russia is and how, did you know that Russia beat Hitler and that they beat Napoleon? That's what they do. They're winners. Here, play this clip.
Biden says, we will not leave until we win. What happens if they win? That's what they do, is they fight wars. As somebody told me the other day, they beat Hitler, they beat Napoleon. That's what they do, they fight. And it's not pleasant, but, we've given them close to $300 billion.
And here, Donald Trump says that the reason he knows that he was so tough on Russia is because Putin tells him that he was really tough on Russia. Here, play this clip.
Trump wasn't tough on Russia. I was so tough on Russia. Putin said, if you're not tough now, I'd hate like hell to see you if you were tough. Well,
and now remember this moment recently where Donald Trump was with Zelensky and this went down? Here, play this clip.
So we have a very good relationship. And I also have a very good relationship, as you know, with President Putin. And I think if we win, I think we're going to get it resolved very quickly. I really think we're going to get it resolved.
I hope we have more good relations.
We're going to have, I see. Yeah, but it takes two to tango, and we will, we're going to have a good meeting today.
And then remember where Donald Trump said that, remember the reporter Evan Gershkovich who got released in a recent prisoner swap? And then Donald Trump congratulated Vladimir Putin for the deal. Remember, and not the United States. He said, Putin got a great deal. Great work, Vladimir Putin. Remember, Donald Trump made that selfie video of himself where he said, Putin told me that only I would be the one who could get a deal done with Gershkovich. Play this clip.
Evan Gershkovich, the reporter for the Wall Street Journal who is being held by Russia, will be released almost immediately after the election, but definitely before I assume office. He will be home. He will be safe. Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, will do that for me, and I don't believe he'll do it for anyone else, and we will be paying nothing. Biden likes to pay massive numbers. We will be paying nothing. Thank you very much.
But then once the deal was made, rather than either saying nothing or welcoming the hostages that were taken by Russia home, Donald Trump congratulated Putin. Watch this. Play the clip.
It's terrible. By the way, I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal.
Have you ever wondered how much of your personal data is floating around on the internet for anyone to see? It's more than you think. Your name, contact info, social security number, home address, it's all out there, compiled by data brokers and sold online. And as someone who exists publicly and shares opinions online, I am hyper aware of how important safety and security really are. It's scary how easy it is for someone to find your personal information. Unfortunately, I've seen firsthand how this could lead to real-world consequences like doxing and harassment. Look, we're living in a time of intense political polarization, and over the last decade, we've seen a rise in politically motivated, threatening behavior online. A major factor in this is how easily people could access sensitive personal information. According to DeleteMe, data brokers have info on 98% of US citizens, and the amount of personal data available online has tripled between 2019 and 2023. That's an average of over 525 pieces of personal info per person, all available for free or as little as $5 per profile. You can't always control whether you become a target, but you can make it harder for bad actors to get your personal information. That's why I personally recommended DeleteMe. DeleteMe is a subscription service that removes your personal info from hundreds of data brokers. Here's how it works. You sign up and provide DeleteMe with exactly what information you want deleted, and their experts take it from there. DeleteMe isn't just a one-time service. They are always working for you, constantly monitoring and removing the personal information you don't want on the internet. Plus, they send you regular, personalized privacy reports showing what they found, where they found it, and what they removed. To put it simply, DeleteMe does all the hard work of wiping your and your family's personal information from data broker websites. Take control of your data and keep your private life private for signing up for DeleteMe, now at a special discount for our listeners. Today, get 20% off your DeleteMe plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/Meidas and use that promo code Meidas at checkout. That's MEIDAS. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/Meidas and enter code Meidas, MEIDAS at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/Meidas, code Meidas.
And again, this shouldn't be shocking. Look, the first people that Donald Trump brought to the White House. Just think about it. When Donald Trump was elected, so disgraceful, disgraced our White House. Just think about what his first action was. What was the first thing that he did? Right after crapping on America and saying at the when he was getting inaugurated that America was a land full of carnage and an awful place, he invited Lavrov and Kislyak to the White House. And then he gave them classified information. The Washington Post reported that Trump revealed classified information to Kislyak and Lavrov in our Oval Office. Again, I don't know what political party you are. Maybe you're independent. Maybe you didn't give a crap about politics before. And good. There's the photo. He invited the Russians into the White House, the top Russian advisors to Putin. He gave them nuclear secrets. Now, you may be saying, well, Ben, that's just the Washington Post saying that. No, Donald Trump admitted it. Here are his posts, May 16, 2017. Donald Trump said, yeah, I did it. He goes, as president, I wanted to share with Russia at an openly scheduled White House meeting, which I have the absolute right to do, facts pertaining to terrorism and airline flight safety, humanitarian reasons, plus I want Russia to step up their fight against ISIS and terrorism. He gave them our classified information. Now, I want to share 2 other videos with you so you have a complete data set here so you understand all of the dynamics. The first I want to show you is Vice President Kamala Harris's interview from the day I'm recording this on Tuesday with Howard Stern, where she talks about what this election's also about is strength versus weakness, and Donald Trump is weak. And I want to show you that video here because this is pure weakness that Donald Trump wants to turn our great United States of America into basically what Hungary is to Russia, right? Donald Trump and all of these MAGAs talk about, the leader of Hungary and what a powerful guy he is and all these Soviet satellite states. That's what they want the United States to be. He's weak. Here, play this clip.
Now, you're coming here, you went on The View this morning,
Yeah.
you're going to the shows, you did 60 Minutes. By the way, I thought what was so amazing about 60 Minutes is the fact that Trump turned it down.
Yeah.
I mean, it just says so much. He didn't want to be fact-checked. This is maddening. This is insanity. What do you mean you don't want to be fact-checked?
I think that, Howard, people ask me, what do you think is going on and what is the tension here? What's at stake? And there are many things, and I can be much more articulate than what I'm going to say. But ultimately, I do believe that this is an election that is about strength versus weakness.
Yeah.
And weakness as projected by someone who puts himself in front of the American people and does not have the strength to stand in defense of their needs, their dreams, their desires, the work that must happen to make sure that we are a secure nation, that we are nurturing and protecting our alliances around the world, that we are supporting America's military, that we are fighting to bring the cost of living down for working families, that we are building businesses, building growth.
I'm glad that Vice President Kamala Harris said it like that he's a weak person. He's a weak person. And I want to show you this, going to his weakness. You may have seen this from the new documentary on MeidasTouch contributor Lev Parnas. Lev's incredible. Love Lev. Lev, back 2016, 2017, he didn't know foreign policy. I think the way he met Donald Trump was that, he just happened to be at a fundraiser, and because Lev has a Ukrainian background, Donald Trump was like, all right, you're going to be my guy to Ukraine. And so watch this as Lev basically tells Donald Trump at that time about the Ukrainian ambassador and how he tries to get her fired. Just watch. You can see here Trump's awful decision making. And again, how weak he is and how easy he can be played. Play this clip.
How's Ukraine doing? Don't ask me.
I realize that Trump has no idea about Ukraine.
How long would Ukraine last in a fight with Russia?
No, I don't think very long. Without us, not very long.
He has no idea they have oil.
Ukraine has oil?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people say
Number one in Europe.
Yeah, we could.
Ukraine?
Yeah.
Yes.
The biggest problem there, I think, is we got to get rid of the ambassador. She's still left over from the Clinton administration.
Where the ambassador were Ukraine? Get rid of her, okay? Get her out. Take her out, okay?
Now, Donald Trump's team has put out a statement denying any connections with Putin. Donald Trump's posted Russia, 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 Russia. And look, do I think that his cult followers are going to, his cult followers would rather vote. We know because Mockler went to Pennsylvania and asked his followers. They'd rather have Putin be the president than Vice President Kamala Harris of the United States of America. That's what they were telling Mockler. So we know what they think. But I just think it's important that you have this information so you can make an informed decision and you could help educate others. And you could just show them the video and say, hey, take a look. What do you think about this? Are you okay with this? Let me know let me know how your efforts go. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.